That really looks like it takes like everything out of you. Does that feel like it takes everything out of you? What's up, everyone? Mishan here, singer, songwriter, and vocal coach, and I'm here with my brother, David Mishan. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the vocal effects and things that you can kind of do with your voice outside of more traditional singing technique. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me. So unlike myself, I started off singing very badly, and I took lessons for many, many years. My brother here is, I'll have him tell you guys, but he actually never took a lesson before in his life, and he's totally self-taught as far as singing goes, and he wasn't necessarily born with as good of a voice as he has now, but it was all about him finding it on his own, and he kind of found what worked for him. So we're kind of like two polar opposites as far as the voice goes, and I guess other aspects as well. So David, I'll turn it over to you. You just tell them a little bit about kind of what you feel your progression has been with regards to singing.
Ever since I was young, I remember playing Led Zeppelin. My mom had a cassette tape, Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith. I used to come home from school, get up on the table and just dance and sing, and I was like 10 years old. I always loved rock music. Rock and roll has really been a big part of my life. It's been a huge outlet for me to release stress and negative emotion and in a positive way. Absolute love for rock and roll, and just this really innate, ingrained thing in me. Something about music just makes me feel alive. So over the years, I expanded my repertoire of rock and roll bands and started singing slowly, and I realized that I had a certain talent. And this was years after that I began singing. I realized that I was able to hit notes, very high notes, really effortlessly. I was able to do this kind of raspy sound. The band Disturbed is an example, best example I can think of. So I realized that I had this really God-given talent, and I really enjoy singing, not for an audience per se. I sing really as an outlet. I have very, very severe OCD, and it's a lot of times it's crippling, and I go through a lot of suffering and a lot of pain, and singing allows me to just escape, and I get lost in the music. Truly, I go to a different place, different place. Music takes me on a journey to some other place, and it's that passion that has made me continue year after year, every single day, for hours and hours and hours singing. Not because I have to or I want to develop my voice or anything like that, but just because it's a pure escape for me and release, and I love it. And the fact that I have this God-given talent gives me this absolute ability to just go to different ranges with it, different scales, and I like to really push myself with different kinds of songs. It's not all grunge rock or hard rock. I try to do different stuff like Jefferson Airplane, and I have this ability to mimic voices, but also to stay true to my own voice if I wanted to sing.
Let's give them a quick sample of your singing. So this is a song that David knows really well and sings really well. So we're just gonna do a quick, short clip. Oh, Down and deep in the sea, a loathing
broken, your servant I kneel. Will you give it to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Oh no, though, there is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate, let it flow into me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. If I get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness, it's the gift that has been given to me.
All right, so that's a good mix of his distortion and just kind of the low end of his voice in kind of a non-distorted, like just basic singing style. And so you could see kind of how we're very stylistically different as well, in that I sing more kind of like straight up pop or even like the early 50s and the 60s type of stuff, whereas my brother's more into the heavier stuff, while still, enjoying some of the other lighter stuff as well, which we'll get into after. But so when you're singing like that and you're kind of using that distortion, tell them a little bit about kind of, even though you haven't had any lessons, you're very in tune with how your body is kind of operating in order to make those types of things happen. Like, what do you feel going on when you're trying to make that distortion?
Basically, I close my eyes and I feel that if I close my eyes, I'm more in tune with my sound. I close my eyes and I gauge with what I'm hearing, how to open my mouth, where to put the rasp, where to put it more softly, where to make it more cantor-like. So I put all those things together. And do you want me to talk about mechanically?
Yeah, like what you feel like when you're doing the rasp part versus like just regular singing. What do you feel like is different going on in your body?
A lot of it is passion and pain that I feel, and when it comes out like that, I just something, the manipulation of the power is from here, all the power is from here, and then manipulation of the sound is here, where I can either go ah or ah, and it doesn't hurt my voice at all. So I think what I'm doing is I'm like ah, my vocal cords are being like pushed together, maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, on a mechanical scientific level, there's the vocal cords are being overly compressed, but as well, I mean, not overly compressed. It's a higher compression than the lighter, kind of easier type of sound that you had when you first started. But also, what's happening is you're engaging a different part of your throat, and for those of you who don't know, there's your vocal cords, right, which is the thing that actually allows you to make sound, and they vibrate together. Above that, in your throat, there's two little flaps of skin that just kind of hang out there, and if you push them together, they actually rub together, and when they rub together, they create this kind of type of sound.
People can do that, but it's a matter of how long can you endure it, and does it hurt your voice?
Right, so the key is to make sure that you're not putting it on your vocal cords, because if you do that to your vocal cords, they're going to swell up and they're going to feel a lot of pain. So if it's ever hurting, like, it never hurts David to sing like that. If it's hurting you, you know you're doing it wrong.
And if it does, I stop.
Right. You got to stop, rethink the way.
I'm like, okay, I'm either not warmed up enough, or I need to drink something, or like if it hurts, you just stop. And it's frustrating to me. I'm very much a perfectionist, so it's like, damn, I can't hit that note. I used to be able to hit that note, but it's just a matter of just taking a break and just warming up a bit.
Right. And so what you guys just heard of the first clip that we did of David singing is actually on no warm-up, right? You haven't really sung today.
No, not even a second.
Okay, so how do you kind of match that up to the way you normally sound? Like after singing for, like, instead of using warm-ups, he just sings for a really long time and his voice starts to get really warmed up.
Just go song after song, different kinds of music. I start off with really like Metallica kind of stuff, and Disturbed, and Tool.
So, like, what's your top song to start off your practice with? Like your favorite song to start a warm-up on?
Rob Zombie, Dragula is a really good song. If you want to really rip your voice to and you want to not only sing it, but make it sound like it's in concert, that kind of thing.
Why don't we give them a sample of that?
So that you literally can't tell the difference between him singing and me singing. You don't know who's singing, and I sing it better. I've heard him live. It's not that good. Dead, I am the one next to my native son, slipping through the trees, strangling the breeze. That I am the white beast upon the cat, tender is the fur, dying as you purr. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula. That I am the pool spreading from the full weekend. What you need, nowhere as you bleed. That I am the rat feast upon the cat, tender is the fur, dying as you purr. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches, slam in the back of my Dragula. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches, slam in the back of my Dragula.
All right, so this is kind of like if they were.
That was like crap. That was crap.
I'm sure a lot of us wish that our crap days were, our best days were as good as your crap days. But
so a little warm up.
That's gonna
you would hear such a clean rasp, and it's like so enjoyable to listen to because it's like so difficult to hit that.
But this is cool because we're kind of getting to listen into one of your warm-up sessions. This is literally what you'd be doing to warm up.
This is literally, yeah.
So, and you mostly sing sitting down, right?
Yeah.
Or you stand up?
No, I'm always sitting down.
Yeah. So this is like very much how you would sing.
But I'd have the microphone. I lift like this. It seems to open up something here. So when I'm singing, holding the mic, and especially when I want to hit high things, I go like this, and basically like that, to open myself up.
That's interesting. In opera singing, they talk a lot about having a proud chest and making sure that your chest doesn't concave in. And
if I'm slouched over, there's no chance you get. If you want to hit low notes, you want to look down. But for high notes, you want to open yourself up as much as possible. And I find even just with the elbows up. I
was thinking before we wrap up to just give them, because the other day we were talking about kind of making this video, and we were saying how a lot of people in the comments of one of my Linkin Park videos, they were talking about I've Given Up, in that song, how he holds that note, and then you did it that time, and you held it out for the exact same amount of time as you did in the recording. So I wanted to give them kind of like an idea of how you could do that. See, I like a really wide variety of different types of music. Like, I love metal. I just can't sing that rasp stuff. Like, I just never quite got the rasp technique down 100% to the point where it doesn't hurt my voice. So I try.
Interesting note, James Hetfield, the lead singer of Metallica, used to be, when they started out, had an amazingly powerful rasp voice. And he blew his voice out on the Black Album. And now he sings like a freaking opera singer. It's horrible.
Really?
It's horrible.
I gotta check out.
Literally sounds like an opera singer.
Really? I gotta check out the more newer
I could
live
literally
stuff.
take his place in the band and make it better. It's not even a joke.
All right, so let's give them a sample of you doing "Given Up," the high note held out. So I'm gonna give you a little lead in. Okay, do you need like a second break to try that one again? You're right here. Wow. That really looks like it takes like everything out of you. Does that feel like it takes everything out of you?
Pretty much, and that's why it's a release, because it really takes every ounce of my energy and focus be able to hit that, because I'm listening to myself as I'm hitting that. I don't want to break or lose it, or so yeah, you can tell in my like neck, it's just give it everything, my heart, everything.
So now feeling wise, did that feel like it hurt? Did that hurt your throat at all?
No, that actually, you can actually tell now that I'm talking, I'm actually less hoarse. So that warmed me up. I would be able to sing it better now.
Yeah, so that's one of the key things to kind of look out when you're practicing RASP is, do you have a clean, clear tone after that? If you're not able to speak or sing with a clear tone after that, you know you've probably taken it a little bit too far.
When the truth is found to be light. You wouldn't be able to sing like that if it was hurting.
Right, so if you threw out your voice, definitely stop at that point. Try to rethink the way that you're approaching it and try it a different way. So, awesome, man. Thank you so much for
Wait,
doing it.
another one is
Yeah.
Chris Cornell, also very high singer with a little bit of the rasp, and he's somebody also very talented in that.
Was.
But he's also somebody I learned from, and I love Soundgarden and Audio Slave.
Yeah, they're awesome. All right, bro. Thanks so much for joining me on this one.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll come back for another one. We could do some reactions together. Why don't you guys in the comments just let us know what you'd want to see from us as far as like more demonstrations or some more of just kind of reacting to different singers. Maybe checking out James Hetfield and how his progression has been over time. Be something really cool to check out and kind of do a reaction to. So if you guys like this video, please check out this video right over here. I'm sure you're gonna love that one as well.
There's also one more thing, just for Metallica, there's this documentary, Some Kind of Monster. Really, really interesting. Very transparent in the band, and you see all the kind of inner workings of everything. Check that out. Some Kind of Monster. Peace out.